so many people out there are pushing away love. People are pushing away anything that has to do with intimacy. And I say again, intimacy has nothing to do with sex. Intimacy is when you can actually get to relate to another person on a very deep level. And it's a very rare thing. But if you're looking for something that's quite extraordinary and you want to have a happy life, intimacy is the key. So it's all about letting the guards down and being able to be open to the possibility of being vulnerable with the other person. Because intimacy is something that unites two people together. It all has to do with being close to another person, right? And it's also being authentic to yourself. So why do people push love away? Why don't people want intimacy? Because deep subconsciously people feel they're not worthy of it. Why do people feel that? People feel that because of all of the past, right? So if you experienced past relationships that made you feel that you weren't lovable, right? That creates an internalized problem within your system. So perhaps I'll give you an example. Maybe you had a mother that was quite critical, and maybe that mother was only giving you conditional love. So conditional love is the opposite of unconditional love. So she loved you with conditions if you fulfilled certain things, right? And you picked up on that and it became part of your life. And on the contrary, perhaps you had a father who let you down. For example, what do I mean? A father may have abandoned you. A father may, and what I mean by abandonment doesn't mean that somebody just walks away from your life. Abandonment can also mean, for example, a father who is always busy, who always had to go to the office, who always had to work, who always had to do all these certain things. Maybe a father who had to leave the country and do all these different things. Or maybe a father that wasn't really present. A father that was unable to give you love. They didn't give you affection. And that affects everything around the way you're going to perceive relationships. Because if your mother and your father showed you certain tendencies, you go about your day thinking that those things are normal because that's the way you were conditioned. Right? So when you're getting to meet partners and what happens? When you're meeting partners, you guys are getting into conflicts because one is trying to get the other one to understand that what they're doing is right and what they're doing is wrong, and there's conflicts. And there is in fact conflict because both need to be in a state of balance. So with all that stems that you might be feeling that you're not worthy of love. You might not be understanding it that way, but it's deep within the subconscious mind. You came to this life to experience love, right? And in order to experience love, it has to start with, first of all, loving yourself and accepting yourself. And you are not part of your past. You've got to be open to the possibilities of understanding that you can often crave intimacy from a person and you might be pushing it away because you might feel that you're not worth that. And everybody is worthy of having intimacy and love into their lives.